Show me the money, Murdoch. The 3 reasons why I think you need to be playing for free.
How can I get you to stay?
Money.
Yeah, we all want money.
Here's the deal. Before I get into this, I'm not saying anything I haven't done. I'm not asking you to do anything I haven't done. Probably more than you ever will. I understand fully what playing for free is like. But see, we always think of free in terms of money. But sometimes a gig can pay in other ways. What am I talking about? Because money is what runs things, right? I'm always getting asked, how can I get paying gigs? How can I get this? How can I get this? And I'm like, well, where are you playing right now? Well, I'm not really playing anywhere. I'm like, then you need to go play. You need to go to open jams. You need to play at your local church. You need to go host an open jam. You need to have friends over to your house. You need to go sit in. You need. Well, I was hoping to get some paid gigs. Look, the way to the paid gigs is through the free stuff. By giving charity and goodwill and just expanding yourself, you're going to get to the paid stuff. But let me give you the 3 reasons, like 3 concrete reasons with proof in my own life of why you need to be playing for free. I started playing, my playing for free started in a church setting. And so I started, and don't worry, this is going to be a church video. Don't worry, don't get freaked out. I started playing for free in church, and that's where I really cut my teeth as far as stage time, all of those things. So I started playing in church when I was 14, 15. By the time I graduated high school, I had already started gigging and getting paid for it. But I had also logged thousands, literally thousands of hours of stage time, rehearsal time, time playing with other musicians that none of my friends had logged. Why? Because I was willing, if they would let me set up a drum set, I would play there. It did not matter. I did not need to get paid. I just wanted to be there. I wanted to be a part of the party. I wanted to contribute whatever I could. And that's the attitude you need to have. Now, if you're a seasoned professional, I mean, we all get it. You need to go be making a living. But all too often, all of our gigs are driven by does it pay or does it not? It can pay in other ways besides money. So the first thing is you need to play for free for stage time, period. As a player, you need time on the stage, not to play your licks, but to just get accustomed to being on a stage, interacting with other musicians, understanding that there's a wedge here that I've got to deal with. Oh, this is, drum set is not exactly how I've got mine set up. Oh, this is in a weird spot. Oh, the microphones are crazy. My mix is wrong. The singer's off key. All of those things go into stage time, not to mention the red light syndrome of when like, oh man, it's go time and I need to be doing this, okay? So you need just stage time, period. Time with other musicians to learn how to react in real time, to learn how to react to real situations that are happening. And literally by the time, the thing that enabled me to begin playing professionally at age 16 and then to go full time with it at age 19, playing on Bourbon Street for 3 years as a house drummer for a club there, the only thing that enabled me to do that and got me prepared for it was all of the free stuff that I did. Thousands upon thousands of hours of stage time, rehearsals, and playing with other musicians, whether it be in just bands I put together or whether it be in the church setting, rehearsals for that stuff. All of those things paid off in spades because I got a career out of it. So it didn't just pay me in money. It didn't do that at all. It paid me in experience. It paid me in stage time. It paid me in hours logged. It paid me in all of those intangible things, the things you can't touch. Besides, they're way more important than money because if you learn those things, the money will come down the road. The second reason that you need to play for free is to meet people, networking. I can trace every one of my paid gigs back to the free stuff. Let me weave a little web for you real quick. I started playing the drums. Our drummer left the church. The minister of music came up and said, hey, to my mom, because I was 14, hey, I heard he plays the drums. Yeah, he does. I had just got my drum set that week. I didn't play the drums. I just had a drum set. So he comes to me, hey, your mom says you play drums. I'm like, well, I just got a drum set. He had me play 3 times that weekend for a breakfast meeting, for a youth meeting, and then for a main service. Right out of the bat. And then a couple weeks after that, He got me hooked up with the teacher who would change the direction of everything and give me my first paid gig, Henrique. He's now at Berkeley. He hooked me up with him. Henrique hooked me up with my next teacher, hooked me up with John Wooten. He hooked me up with my first gig that came from this minister of music who also gigged outside of there. Then the bass player was playing, and so he wrote me into other stage shows. Then I played on the guitar player's album, and then. Do you understand? The networking is why you do it. It's so important to go in, do a good job for the free stuff, because it's not free. You're getting connections that I couldn't pay for. And the reason I got that gig on Bourbon Street, the only reason I even got the audition was because, remember that minister of music? He referred me to that drum teacher who didn't take high schoolers, but because I was referred by him, he did take a high schooler, and I worked my butt off. When he left, he referred me to my next drum teacher. The next drum teacher, Jeff Mills, is the one that got the gig in New Orleans. When they needed a afternoon band, he called me 3 months later. I went down an audition, and I am sure he talked them into giving me the gig because he told them he would work with me. That's how I began my professional career playing full time. Connect the dots. It all comes from free, all right? I'm super passionate about this. I'm really passionate about doing what you love, but don't just be about the money. It pays in other ways. And then the third reason you need to, we got stage time, we have connections, networking, all of that. The third reason is you need to put theory into practice. When we're in the practice room, it's a lot different to run through the things that you're practicing than when you get on the gig. That's different than stage time. Stage time is just like dealing with being on stage with other musicians. But whenever you are sitting there going on the fill, going into the chorus, this thing I've been working on in my practice time, it doesn't even have to be anything hard. I remember whenever I had a blues gig, 4 hours of blues every day, most depressed I've ever been. I'm kidding, I love the blues. I was working on triplets between the hand and the feet. And making them groove, making them feel good, put them all over the kit. Nothing flashy. Every day I got to work on that on the stage. I would practice something and I'd go, okay, so on this song, and I would carve out, I think this would make musical sense here. I'm going to try to put it in there. And if I'd get halfway into it, I would bail out and go triplets or something else, and then I'd try it again. And I got so good at covering up mistakes because I was constantly trying to put theory into practice. And that's what free stuff will give you. Because when you're playing for free, they have a lot more grace. So they're willing for you to grow into the position. Playing for free is the only reason I'm sitting in front of this camera right now, able to teach the way that I do, able to have the students that I have, run the business that I run, play the gigs that I play, have the experiences that I've had, to being on a major label, touring with major label artists. Like all of those things, I can trace every one of them back to playing for free. So that's why I think you need to play for free, because I did it. And it's way more valuable than you're giving it credit for. I promise you, give it a chance. If you don't have a place to play, here's a couple of ideas. Get friends together to play. Do a once a week, twice, do every 2 weeks, once a month jam at your place, in your garage. Go up to the local university, see if there's anybody that needs you to sit in. Many times there's combos that they have to play in and they don't have enough drummers. So sometimes there's community bands you can join. Sometimes there's community orchestras. Sometimes there are jams that you can go be a part of. You can start your own band. You can play at church. All of those things are going to give you valuable rehearsal time, stage time, dealing with other people in musical settings. And I'm telling you, it'll blow your playing wide open, and it'll blow your options for where you can go with your playing wide open. Because once they see how well you approach a free gig, oh man, they'll hire you for the paid stuff because you showed up and actually knew the stuff for the free thing. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. You need to play for free because all pay doesn't come from money.